Okay, dear Robia, I hope you're ready too.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, great. So, really
Okay, so
quick.
first of all, why?
Okay, so once again, good evening,
Okay,
everybody,
is my
and
voice clear to
also,
everyone?
yeah, sorry, Robia. I will, just a minute, okay? Okay, so good
Okay,
evening, everybody,
so
again, and also warm welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today as well. And also, we are so happy to have you all here. So, as usual, I would like to share a brief introduction about us, about our team, and also we will later on go to our webinar. Okay? So, before we begin, I would like to briefly introduce MOXA, which is a new social initiative which is currently in its testing phase. So, we are focusing on empowering girls through digital literacy and basic AI, and also building confidence with safe learning spaces. So, overall, we are a small team building this step by step, and today's session is like part of that learning and part of our mission and growth process. So thank you again everyone and warm welcome. Thank you for being part of this stage and thank you so much for joining. Okay, so now it is time to introduce our speaker. Actually our speaker is Miss Robia. So, Miss Rabia, thank you so much for joining, and it is really honored to have you tonight here, and we are all excited and waiting to know more about your knowledge and your experience. So, Miss Rabia, the floor is yours. Please go on.
Okay, so let me introduce myself first. My name is Rabia. I am a student of computer science doing my bachelor's degree, and I have a freelance business where I provide writing services. And today I am here to share my knowledge with you all, and you can share yours with mine. This is a 2-day webinar where we are going to learn some very basic things about digital space and digital literacy in overall. We are going to see some tools and some applications that anyone who is online uses on regular basis, and we are going to understand how they work and what's their main purpose. So today's day one, we will have an hour of session and then another hour tomorrow. So let's start. Let me share my screen first. Okay, so you all guys can react and tell me if my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Rabia, we have your screen clear and
Oh,
good.
okay, so here are our slides we are going to see from here. Today's our day one, and today's topics we are going to cover is we are going to see what digital literacy in general is and why do we need that. Why do we need that? And then at second, we have some very most commonly used tools that almost everyone who is online uses, and we are going to see what those tools or applications are. We are going to see what is a website, what is an app, and what's the difference between the two. Then we will explore some browser options, some options that are must to know because there are a lot of them and we can't cover all of them. So I will include the necessary ones, and we are going to see the email address as per yesterday's session. We know that majority of the audience knows how to create an email address, so I am just introducing, like telling you the different parts of an email address, what one part is called and what second part is called, and then we are going to see what file extensions are. So first of all, the definition of digital literacy. is the ability to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information using digital technologies, right? You can just, like, if you want to find information about something, you can Google it. But the problem is, every piece of information that is available online is not true. Okay, it can be false. So it's important that you are able to find the information, but it's also important that you are able to evaluate that information to see if that's actual reality or that's a lie. Because everything online is not true. After that, you should be able to create information and content online. You should know that how can you put your thoughts and your words or your content on the internet and communicate information using digital technologies. It's a two-way communication, like you communicate with someone and someone is communicating back to you about any topic. You are exchanging your thoughts. That is communication. What we aim in digital literacy is safe and effective online participation, because with digital media, it's a very important factor that you know what is safe and what is not. Just like everything online is not true, it's not safe as well. So you need to take care of that. You need to know how to use apps and search the web to understand privacy and content creation. How can you create content and what's your privacy rights on a particular platform, and how can you view them and see them what the privacy details any website follows or any platform follows. Next is, why do we need the education about digital literacy? Because in today's age, everything almost online. If you don't learn it, you are missing out on a lot of things, on a lot of opportunities. You can miss out on almost everything. There is education online, there is healthcare online, not majorly, but there is healthcare available online. There are doctors available online who provide consultation, and there are jobs online. Businesses are totally almost online. There are certain businesses who do not exist in a physical space, they are completely running from a digital space. So digital knowledge and literacy is important, whether you're a student, whether you're a professional, or whether you are just a human who just want to live in this world in a good way, in a educated way, I would say. Because in today's age, if you don't know digital media, then you're missing out on a lot of things. Okay, some very common tools that any user online will use. First of all, social media, we all use that. It includes WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, every platform where you can see anyone else's content. You can put your content and you can communicate with each other. That is social media. What is a browser? Browser is a kind of tool that you use to search for information, and majorly this is a major part of your online activity. A website that are available online, what are apps, we are going to see that next. And messages and calls, everyone uses that almost. Emails, a lot of people use them, but they are not so common as a normal user online who is kind of not in a professional settings, not working online. They would not use email so commonly, but that is also a part that you need to understand. Then we have, what is a website. Let's take an example of a book. In a single book, you have multiple pages, right? That multiple pages combine into a single book and the final result is book. Just like that, you have multiple web pages that have content, whether that is written, that is images, that can be videos, that can be links. That content on the web pages and the collection of those web pages, that is available under a unique link that we also called a URL. You can call it a link for your ease. A certain number of web pages and content that are accessible under one unique link, that is a website. What is a domain name? Domain name is kind of you can say name of the website, like you have facebook.com. Facebook.com is the domain of Facebook platform, and unique URL is www.facebook.com. And next we have, what is an app? App can be for multiple devices. It can be for your system, desktop, it can be for your Android phone, it can be for your iPhone, but they are device specific. An app made for one device cannot run on another device, right? That's not the case with the websites, right? So, app is a software program that is designed for user to perform specific tasks. Like on WhatsApp, what's the specific task you perform on that? You send messages, you receive messages, pictures, videos, you upload your status, you update your profile picture, and all that on different devices like smartphones, tablets, or computers. Right now, we are going to see what's the difference between the two. First of all, like we saw that to access our website, we need a link, the website link that we also can call a URL. For an app, you don't need a URL, you just need to download and install that app on your device. You cannot download a website on your device, but you can download an app. That is another difference. And like I said, it is device specific. You will have a different app for a desktop, you will have a different one for a mobile phone. Like you have WhatsApp, that will be different for your system, different file, different app, and that will also be different for your phone. You will need to download and install separately because it is device specific. An app made for one device cannot run on the other. While for websites, we need an internet connection to access them, to view the information on that. But for an app, it can be both online and offline. App can have multiple features. Some of them can be offline, some of them can be online, that can completely be offline or completely be online. So it is hybrid. We don't have websites that are available offline, but apps are functional and available with no internet connection. Now we are going to see some browser options. So let's skip the slides, and here I am in my browser tab. First of all, we have a search box. Here you can type anything that you want to search. For example, if you want to search what is digital literacy, you just type it in, uh, and you can search for it. That is the search box that allows you to search for the thing that you want information about. Okay? And then we have like a Google result, and then we have results from multiple websites. You can see it. If you open one website, now if you see from here, these two buttons, one is clickable and one is not. First of all, we have this button. It goes click. It says that click to go back. We can click and it will take us to the last page we were on. And now you can see the next button is also clickable, because now we have a page that we can go forward. Like we have a page that can be like this. You can go back to the Google page, and if you want to go at the page you were before, you can click it. It is like back and forth, undo and redo kind of buttons. And next we have bookmark button. This is a star icon you all can see here. It says that bookmark this tab. What is a bookmark? Bookmark is when you visit a website or any resource frequently and you don't want to type in the website link or the search term again and again in your search box, you can just bookmark this page. It will ask you that with what name you want to bookmark this page with. You can rename it with any name you want. like this, and you can just click done or remove if you don't want to bookmark it. If I want to bookmark it, I will click done, and where it will be visible on, it will be visible on this kind of tab. If it's not visible there, you will have a button here. It says that we have this that we just bookmarked here. If you click it, you will open that same website we bookmarked earlier. And if you want to delete it from the bookmarks, you will just click it again, and it will ask you if you want to rename it, you want to remove it. You can remove it, and now we don't have this link in our bookmarks anymore, right? So that is the thing with the bookmark. And now we have download. So you can see downloads from here in three dots, and you can see these downloads. Or if you have this icon showing, then you can click it and you will see your previous downloads in here. You can view it in a new tab. It's an image, so it will view. If you have a folder or any other file, it will not view. If I view it, it will open, right? From here, I can open the folder this downloaded image in. If I click it, it will open the folder my image is saved in. Here it is. Okay. So next is zoom in and zoom out button. So if the text on the screen is too small for you to read, then you can actually zoom in the page. How you can do it? First of all, you can click this three dots, and here you have zoom. It is on 100%. If you click on the plus button, it will turn to 110, and you see that the page zoomed in. You can zoom in according to what you need, and you can zoom out according to what how you want to see it. We have 100%, we can also go down the 100%. This way the font will become smaller, all the content on the page will become smaller, just like that. And you have a shortcut for it. If you want to zoom in using a shortcut, all you have to do is click the control and plus icon on your keyboard. And if you want to zoom out, all you need to do is press the control and negative sign button on your keyboard. These are the shortcuts. If you don't want shortcuts, you don't want to remember them, you can just come here and do the job. Next is history tab. First of all, what is history? History is kind of a record of the all the websites, all the links, all the URLs you visited earlier. How can you view it? Again, three dots, and here you have history. It will show all of the pages you visited earlier. You can also click this button and it will open a separate page. You have a separate page for your history. You can just click any one and it will open that same page. That is history. You can check your history, and as more as you want to, you can go down and it will keep giving you the history. So that's it with the history. If you click it, it will open that same page. These were the few browser options I wanted to explore. And next we have what is an email address, how to create it. According to the yesterday's Q&A session, you all know it. So I'm just going to cover the parts. We have first part that is called a username. This is the part you select while you create an email address, that and the website asks you to select the username for your email address. That username goes here. This is called @ sign, or this is also called a Gmail sign. It is named as separator, and this is domain name. Just like I said, domain is the name of the website. Why we have Gmail here? Because we get the domain name of the website we get the email from. The major provider of email addresses is gmail.com. If you go create your email address on gmail.com, you will get the domain name of gmail.com. I don't know if you have seen something like this or not, but you will see multiple email addresses that will go like at the rate outlook.com. What is Outlook? Outlook is a email address provider service by the Microsoft. So for that we go on outlook.com and then we create our email address from there, and that email address will contain the domain name of outlook.com. So that's the domain name that can change according to what platform you are using to create your email address. Username is what you select, and separator is what separates the username from the domain name. Next, we have some file extensions. First of all, I want to know how many of you guys know what a file extension is. You can tell me by your reactions. Do you guys know what a file extension is? Do you guys know what a file extension is? Okay, so I guess I will explain it. First of all, let's go here. I have this file here. If I go rename it, what part we have before the dot, this is file name. And whatever part we have after the dot, it is extension, right? I have this image here. If I go from here, this is the file name, and what we have next is file extension. Now, what is file extension? It is a kind of a name or a setting that tells the system how to open, how to view this file. For images, we have multiple extensions which include PNG, JPEG, JPG, and multiple more. For PDF files, we have .pdf extension. For video files, we have .mp4 extension. For audio, we have .mp3 and many more. For a Windows executable file, like if you will download a software file for your Windows system, you will get a file with a .exe in there. And let me show you if I have some here. If you can see it, we have this .exe file extension. It is an executable file. If you double click it, it will execute and the software that this file contains will start. Now in your this folders tab, you can see the name. This is the name, and this type. If you see this, and from here .png, we have .png extension and type says PNG file, and we have we will cover it later. Just like multiple more PNG files, we have .png file, and the type says that it is a PNG file. And I have like .exe file. The extension we know that it is executable, it is a software, and the type says that it's an application. If you will click it, it will start the application, whatever the application this file is for, right? So let's go back. We covered the file extensions. Next, I guess, yeah, that's all the topics we have for today. What we covered, let me just conclude them all. We saw the definition of digital literacy. We understand that. We saw why we need that. And then some very common tools that anyone would use while online, which include social media, browser, window, websites, apps. What's the difference between the two? We also saw that. We will also use messages and calls when we use digital media. We will use emails, not so commonly, but we will use that. We saw the definition of a website and app. Major difference: website is available only online, app is available online and offline. App is device specific, website is not device specific. We saw the definition of both, and we covered the difference. Then we explored some browser options which included the search box, back button, and forward button. This is the back button and this is the forward button. Bookmark button, that star icon here. The downloads icon, this, or you can go from here, this downloads. And zoom in and zoom out, we saw that from here, zoom in and zoom out. After that, we saw history from here, right? And then we saw what parts an email address is made of and how that part goes. Username is selected by you, and domain name is the name of the website through which you are creating your email address. Separator is what separates the both part. We saw what are file extensions and what they actually mean. We have so many file extensions for different type of files. I want to show one more. um, if you come here, I have this .txt file. What this contains is just plain text, nothing else. You can just right click your touchpad or mouse. From here you can create new, and from here this is text document. If you click it, you will get this file with .txt extension. You can name it anything you want, for example anything that you want, and here you can open it and write anything you want to. After that, from here, file, and you save this file and just close it. If you close a file without saving, the text you wrote will be discarded and you will not have that in this file. We save that file and we get the text we wrote in here. Okay, we saw the file extension, and what topics are we going to cover tomorrow? We are going to cover what is the username and password. But I know that almost all of you know what a password is, but what we are going to cover is what a strong password is. Then we will see what is an OTP, what's two-step authentication, how you can turn it on in your settings, and why do you need to turn it on. We will see some of the most common online scams that you can face while interacting online or while you are present online. How can you identify them, and maybe how can you report them as well, so that doesn't happen to someone else. And after covering all of that, I'm going to share a few resources that are free to use, and what resources they are, how you can access them, and what they contain for you. So that's all for today's session. Now if anyone has any question, they can ask it and we will answer it. First of all, did you guys understand today's session? Any questions? Do you have any? Yes, Yasmin, do you have any question? You can speak up.
Yes, thank you for giving me the chance. Actually, your explanation was so conclusive, but I would like you to like explain again the file extension part.
Okay, so you want the file extension part. Let me share my screen again. Okay, is my screen visible to everyone? Yes, so the screen is visible. Let's go back and let me do this again. We have this file. This is an image, right? This is the same image I used in the slides. So this is the image. Here you can see we have a name that has kind of two parts, and that is separated by dot. If you see that underscore, that is the part of the name. We can remove it and it will not affect our file. Let me remove it here. You can rename it from here, and I am removing the underscore part. Okay, so here we have our same image. We have two parts here, just like the email address. These two parts are separated by a tiny dot. What we have before the dot, that is email parts. This is the name of the file. You can change this name and your file will still be very good to view and usable, right? But what you have after this dot sign, that says PNG, it is what we call an extension, a file extension. Just like in email address we had the domain name, here we have .png, that is our file extension. What this extension means and what that says to our system. When you view a file with a .png extension on your system, the system knows from the extension that this is an image file and I need to open it from an image viewer software. So this extension is what tells the system how to take a file, how to view it, how to execute it, how to process it, right? This extension is different for every type of file. For images, we have multiple extensions that include PNG, JPG, JPEG, and a lot more. For images, we have multiple. Another is GIF. We have a